Okay guys, so you notice the quality is a bit different. Beard's not in 4K at the moment, but just wanted to do a quick video talking about what's happening in prop firms right now and kind of my view on what you should actually do. If you've watched any of my videos on the main channel, you'll know that I've always said just stick with the most well-respected, the prop firms that have been in the industry the longest, the ones that don't have a history of denying payouts. And if you look back on my Twitter, I always mention don't go for these cheap scam firms. It's as simple as that. If a prop firm does seem too good to be true, it likely is too good to be true. If the prices are really, really low, if it's very, very easy to pass, it means that obviously there's a low barrier to entry to actually get funded with that firm, which means, pretty much anyone can pass. You would have seen the stats for, I think it was my Forex funds back in the day, but when they were actually around, the percentage of people that would actually get to pay out with their firm, I think it was like 0.07% of people that actually purchased a challenge. So with these firms that are making it easier and easier, they have one phase, you need to make 6%, you get payout within 7 days, they're just not going to stay and just be around for that long. So my aim moving forward, because I actually tested a few of these firms out, I purchased challenges, a lot of them had offers, like buy one, get one free. I like with Aquafunded, I bought a 100K account for $280. Luckily they did actually pay me. I had around 11,000, I'm pretty sure, paid out from them. But again, buying challenges that are cheap with a brand new firm is very risky. If you're a brand new trader or it's your first time trading with prop firms, I would simply just recommend going with FTMO, going with True Forex funds. True Forex funds, it's like, I'd say FTMO is the safest to go for, but personally, I've never really had any issues with True Forex funds. Anything could happen in the future. I hadn't actually had any issues with any of the firms. Well, not that I can think of anyway. And then a lot of them did just shut down. So you never really know what's going to happen. But I personally, I'm not paid to say this, but I have full confidence in a company like FTMO. The main reason is they have been around for, I think, 7 or 8 years now. You can't be around for 7 or 8 years and all of a sudden just lose everything. It just doesn't happen like that. They obviously acquired Quantlane, which means that you can become a professional trader with a salary and everything like that. So I feel like if you are looking to get funded and you are looking to put your money into prop firms and actually scale the money you actually have and scale your capital so that you can withdraw tens of thousands of pounds, as that is obviously always the goal, I would strongly recommend going with a firm like FTMO, aim for max allocation, so $400,000, and then just go up with the scaling plan. Let's say you're trading with $400,000. People have this like unrealistic expectation now because they see these people on Twitter, they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, they're trading with $1, 2, 3, 4, $5 million in funded capital, but for the average trader, that isn't attainable. That isn't attainable in the slightest. And people try and push for this, but then it's all good having that capital, but can you get consistent payouts? Most likely not. You're having to manage 10, 15, 20 accounts. That's very, very tricky to do. So best thing to actually do, get 400K funded with a firm like FTMO that's safe. I feel like you should go with 1 or 2 firms just in case you blow one, you still have another firm, because there's always that chance that that does happen. But go for a 400K and just make, I don't know, 3-4% per month. If you make 4% per month, that's $16,000 after a profit split. I'm not sure what the FTMO profit split is, but let's say it's 90%. Obviously 16,000 minus the 10% means you're left with 14,400. A bit quick maths there. I hope that's right. That's rather embarrassing, but you're left with $14,400 per month after making 4% per month. If you can pass FTMO, as it is one of the hardest to pass because they haven't reduced their prices, they haven't reduced the profit targets to actually pass. So they've remained at that same barrier to entry ever since they've actually started selling these challenges. I feel like the only thing they have changed is the maximum time. So before they had a 30-day and then 60-day, pretty sure they have removed that. and they might have a lower minimum days because it used to be 10 minimum days. But this was actually good because it meant you're not rushing into it, because a lot of people with these new firms, you can get funded, pass phase 1, pass phase 2, get funded, make profit in one day. So these firms could lose out to traders that are just getting lucky. They're just on a lucky winning streak. They get one big payout, they'll never be funded again, but they can't A-book them because they're not consistently profitable. They're basically gambling. And a lot of these firms don't actually end up A-booking anyway. It's just all B-book. And that means if you do have people getting large payouts, you simply can't pay them. And you're just not going to get your payouts from this firm anyway. So let's say you're making 14,400 per month from FTMO. If we do that over the year and you're putting even 10K of that into a personal account, obviously you have to equate for tax. But let's say you get 25% tax on that. Depends how you obviously set it up, but let's just be conservative. Actually, let's say you get 40% tax on that, on that $14,000. So obviously 10% is 1,400 times by 4. That is 5,600 in tax. You should have around 9,000 for this example, around $9,000 out of a 16K, which is fully disposable. And then of that 9K, let's say you put 5K of that into a personal account and you live off the remainder of the 4K. Or that is your other money that you just save or pay off your mortgage or whatever you do with your money. So you're left with 5K. You put that into a personal account every single month and you do compound interest. If you're making 4% per month on that personal account, that's quickly going to grow. You're saving or investing 60K per year into that personal account. So in 5 years, that account you've deposited over $300,000. And if you add on the 4% you're making per month, you put that into a compound interest calculator and you'll be shocked at the results you can actually make. You're only putting in 5K per month, but because of the compound interest, it's going to be worth so much. Like, people underestimate the power of compound interest. It might only be a small percent. Like, granted, 4% a month isn't a small amount, because if you're basing it off these big hedge funds or the S&P 500, which is obviously considered the best investment to make, you could get better investments with certain stocks, but then how do you know that the stock you're going to pick is even going to go up? You don't. So you definitely have to be careful with doing that. But 4% per month, you can grow your account with FTMO. You can go through their scaling plan. If you do become consistently profitable, you can start trading with their quant lane, and then your personal account is growing alongside. You could obviously split it between index funds and personal trading account. That would be quite a good way, because you don't obviously want to have all your eggs in one basket. But again, that's what you should focus on. Go with a reputable firm, scale with them, get max allocation, funnel your payouts into a personal account and compound, and then it's happy days. So if you guys take the advice or not, if you carry on buying these cheap scam firms, go ahead. But I feel like people shouldn't be scared away by the higher price tag of these good firms, because you do have a guarantee that you're actually going to be paid, which is what you're obviously trading with these firms to actually do. If you are going with a firm that historically hasn't paid out traders and you don't get paid out, I mean, what did you expect? You've seen the reviews, you've seen the reputation. That's completely on you. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the current prop firm situation.